Yes, good afternoon, Barrister.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, I want to bring you up to speed with what transpired at the courts some moments ago.
All right, thank you very much. Well, let me start from when we drove into this area of Kuje. There was a barrage of police officers with heavy trucks, with pickups, with hillocks, mounted all over the environment, blockading the courts, the access to the court, and only lawyers were allowed to come in. Then we approached court, and the matter of Sowore and 13 others, including our lawyer Jimako, Okere, Kingdom, and others, were called up. We applied after the FIR was read to them. We applied for their bail. The court was gracious enough to grant them bail on very liberal terms. Now, having granted bail, the correctional officers moved some of the detainees back to Kuje prison, whereas Sowore was allowed to remain behind so as to fulfill his bail condition because his shorty was already on ground. While the shorty was fulfilling the bail condition, a policeman came around claiming that he has a remand order. Sowore was sitting under this mango tree here, claiming he has a remand order to detain Sowore, and Sowore was like, "Show me the order you have." He brought out a piece of paper, flashed it. Sowore said, "Wait, let me read it. Let me be sure it relates to me." The policeman squeezed the paper, put it in his pocket, and said Sowore should move. Sowore said he can't go anywhere unless he sees the remand order. While they were still talking, the next thing, all the policemen in the environment, more than 100 of them, came into this court compound, surrounded this mango tree where we were all sitting. And the next thing is, they grabbed Sowore by the neck. Some were holding his shirt, some were holding his leg. You know, they were rough handling him. They pushed him until they crashed into this woman's food shop. I don't know what to call it, where he sells food. This is his table. Okay, let me show you. That's the woman's table. They broke it, fell her way, scattered everything. The woman is there. They destroyed her properties for no just cause. Sowore was not resisting going. He said, "Show me the order you claim that you have, and I will follow you." But the man did not show the order. He just flashed a piece of paper like this so that you can't read it, and then squeezed it and put it in his pocket, and they all bundled him into their vehicle. One of the lawyers, Tope, was injured. If you check his hand, he's injured. Blood was coming out. His bib, this white thing we wear on the neck, was stained with blood. All of us, we ran away. And then the funny thing is that there was a guy who was a lawyer who was making a call here. They say he was filming them. They also bundled him into their vehicle and left. And they refused anybody from bringing out their phones. If they saw you with phone, they grab you and throw you into their vehicle. So I want to find out really from Nigeria and from the Inspector General of Police. Did you give your men order to arrest people who video them in when they are arresting people? If you are doing a good work, shouldn't you want to advertise it so that people know, "Oh, I'm doing a good work"? Why are you scared of being videoed? Why are you doing your things in secret? Sowore said that you are a retired police officer. You are not qualified to be Inspector General. Sort it out with him in court. Why send your men to brutalize him whenever he raises that issue outside? Why do you send your men to brutalize? Because that is the essence of that brutality you saw. It was as if there's something personal between the police officers and Sowore. I don't think it was just because there's a remand order. I think there's something deep personal, and they really want to show him that they can deal with him anyhow and anywhere. That's what I saw here. Thank you.
So let's start with your full name. No,
Okay, my full name now. Ogubuewelu is my name.
Yes, sir. Can you tell us what transpired?
So I came in here. At that point, Sowore was sitting right there, and with his lawyers and a few people, they were standing right behind. And you know, all of a sudden, some guy shows up with a white kaftan, and he had a white hat on, and another guy had a brown kaftan on, and he just said, "Oh, something like." I guess he had to cut some kind of remand order or something like that. And then they said, "Show us the order." The man had in his pocket, said, "No." First of all, he came, he said, "No filming me here. Everybody shut your camera down." As he was talking, his militarized police were all over the place. He said, "Anybody film here, we'll go arrest him." I think they took somebody in the back. I wasn't privy to that. But you know, and then they said, "Show us the court order." He had the thing in his pocket. He's like, "See, I'm here. See, I'm here." The lawyer said, "Let us see what do you want to take him to?" And all of a sudden, boom, they just bundled him, run him over this woman's table. Just so total toggery, unnecessary. These are police officers. Is that how you run the show? Nah, if that's how you run the show, you're not running the show. Let's be very clear. And you know, and this country is too big for that. You know what I mean? So they were very, very unruly, and I think there was some personal vendetta. And I must note something. I noticed something also. The guy in the brown had a little conversation with Sowore, where Sowore said to him, I don't know the guy's name. He said to him, he said, "You've been doing this since yesterday. This is personal to you." And the guy was saying, "You will see today." So if anything happens to Sowore, I'm going to pinpoint that guy. I was very that one's too. I'm very, very concerned about. Yeah.
Because of the kind of chaotic way that the Nigerian police force conducted these premises today. So this is an abuse of the powers of the police. And then it was not only Mr. Sowore that was affected in this chaos that the police demonstrated here today. Lawyers were affected. Lawyers were injured. Lawyers were arrested. Ordinary Nigerians who wanted to capture the experience of what was happening today were arrested and bundled out of this place simply for videoing the situation with their phone. People who were trading were beaten and their goods were destroyed in these premises today. Lawyers who came to represent a lawyer who came to represent the client here today was arrested because he was calling his client and said, "Okay, court is now sitting. Where are you now?" They bundled him away that nobody should use phone because the police were in the premises and they were afraid of being videoed or being captured on tape because of the manner they were conducting themselves. So it is the highest level of there are a lot of issues, but most importantly, the ordinary Nigerians who were affected here today. The journalists who were affected here today must report this. Many journalists were affected. I don't know. Let's report this in mass. Yes, we don't even know the lawyer. We are trying to look for the client who he came to represent, but he has been arrested and bundled out of this place today. So it's a shameful situation. It's unfortunate. It's an abuse of power, and it is not something that we expect that Nigerians should continue to do, because they brought Mr. Sowore here on the purported allegation that Mr. Sowore has flaunted and violated court order. Meanwhile, they have flaunted and violated the court order granting Mr. Sowore bail here because they did not allow him the opportunity to perfect his bail. If you grant somebody bail and you give the person condition, bring a shorty. It is for me to now call somebody that I know meets the bail condition to come and shorty me. They have not even given him the opportunity to call anybody or to discuss with anybody to come and stand shorty for him. But we are working on all that procedure as it is now.
Your full name?
AK Musa is my name.
Don't worry, anytime we get able to rest for them.